All right. Hey there. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine, and this is Ben at 10. And we actually have some live weather that we're going to be tracking this morning in southern Indiana as we have some showers and thunderstorms, kind of a thin line moving into Washington County and around Salem, Indiana this morning. Nothing severe with this, but this is the day of change we've been waiting for. We have a cool front now moving through southern Indiana. We're going to get a wind shift today. Instead of that muggy air coming from the south, we're going to start to get a north breeze. You may notice that wind direction coming from a different direction, and that's going to bring in much lower humidity tonight. It's still going to be a bit humid out there for today with some cloud cover and a chance for some of these spotty showers and thunderstorms. And we can get right to a look at some of the showers and thunderstorms that we have across the area right now. In fact, as we bring this up with our radar and satellite, so there you can see that starting to move almost into the Scottsburg area. This is about a 1 hour loop. There you can see it moving into, again, Salem and Hardinsburg, into Milltown, into Crawford County, and starting to move into northern Harrison County. And also some of this rain it's been moving through Seymour this morning down Highway 50 and then into the Jennings County spots around North Vernon to DuPont. They're about to move into Jefferson County, Indiana. So there you can see a little bit of activity with this. And when we bring up the interactive radar at extolmag.com/weather, there have been some lightning strikes with this, but not a whole lot. Again, not expecting this to be severe. And then you can put on the storm tracks with this, and it'll bring up where the storm is heading and how fast it's moving and what to expect. This one has it pegged at about 24 miles per hour, moving to the east and southeast. Has it moving into Underwood here in about 30 minutes, possibly up to around three quarters of an inch of rainfall per hour. You can find that interactive radar. You can play right along with the lightning and the storm tracks here. There you can see some of those lightning strikes around Salem, Indiana. Again, this is at extolmag.com/weather, that live radar view. Go ahead and put a track on this as well. Let me go ahead and back up our view a little bit, and let me hit the pause button on here. And actually, let me go ahead and bring up the live radar scan. This is the kind of the big radar satellite view. But as we bring up LVX, the local radar out of Fort Knox, we'll go ahead and zoom in here in just 1 second. And let me go ahead and take this out. Pardon me while I mess around with this real quick. And trying to wait on that to load. Here, let me bring back up the radar and satellite. And bring this one back up. I've got a lot of things going on the radar and satellite. So there we go. We got a little rain coming through the area. And again, it's been a while since we've been able to track some of this live across the area. And let me go ahead and bring this up here. Zooming in, the bigger storms up just north of Cincinnati, as you can see up that direction. But here is, again, the live radar view. We can do a little tour of the radar as well from the north to the south. Again, you've got some heavy rainfall there near DuPont, there in northern Jefferson County, Indiana. Heaviest south of you there in North Vernon. And then some scattering of rain throughout Jackson County, Indiana. Heading towards Austin, you've got the rain coming in to Crothersville. Again, not severe with this, but a good little downpour here and there. Scottsburg about to get wet. There you can see it lining up west of I-65. This is all heading due east-southeast at around 20 to 30 miles per hour. So moving through the Salem area, this is going to be heading towards Pekin and Borden, Indiana. As we zoom in a little bit closer, some heavy rain coming down around Fredericksburg and Palmyra, about to get some of that heavier rain as well. Then as we shift down to the southwest into the Milltown area, right around the Crawford and Harrison County line, you guys have some of this rainfall too. And so impacting parts of southern Indiana with some of this rainfall here over the next hour or so as this cruises on through. And then eventually this afternoon, we'll see a better chance of some of these spotty showers and thunderstorms starting to shift into Kentucky later on today. And again, as I mentioned Let me go ahead and bring up this track here. So in general, I've been seeing this moving to the east at about 25, 30 miles per hour. So here are some of the spots that this could be heading to here as we go and bring this up full screen. So we got a track on this heading into Palmyra, basically almost now, and to Pekin at about 10:07, Scottsburg at around 10:10, into Galena at around 10:30, Georgetown 10:30, Hanover, give or take, of course, a few minutes on this as some portions of the line speed up a little bit, slow down a little bit, and into Hanover at around 10:30, Madison 10:30 to 10:40, to Milton over into Kentucky at around 10:35, Sellersburg at around 10:40, and then Charlestown at around 10:44. And again, we'll continue to watch this throughout our show this morning on Ben at 10, as we are finally getting a chance to track it's been a while since we've had some morning rain across the area. There's what we have at the moment. And we'll get some, as we leave the live radar up here, we'll go ahead and check in on some comments this morning as well. Orlean Whitlow, looking forward to seeing that cooler weather. Thank you. Yeah, today's kind of the day of change, Orlean, as we had the front moving through. The humidity is still around. Clouds and some of these showers will keep temps mainly in the 80s for this afternoon, but you're really going to feel the difference. And I think some of us will start to feel the difference by this evening around sunset, especially in southern Indiana, Scottsburg, Seymour, you'll get it first, Austin, Crothersville, Memphis, Salem, dew points dropping right around sunset with that north breeze, then eventually getting to the Ohio River a little bit later in the evening time. And then all of us will have that lower humidity overnight and a refreshing Friday on the way. So we've got a lot of good news, thankfully, coming up on today's program. Beverly Haggis, good morning from Borden, Indiana. We got a good morning from Lillian Lasley and from Dennis Gregory. Gully washer earlier this morning there in Bedford in Lawrence County, Indiana. Thank you for that report right there. Just making sure all the AV is all good here. We've got Perry Porter saying, bring on the rain and cooler weather. We are going to do that. And what's cool about this, we've been talking about this maybe since early last week. Remember that Ben on a Limb segment going way out? And thankfully, the weather models nailed it this time around. We were talking Thursday, Friday would be when we start to bring in this different air mass. Finally, an awesome start to August, and it looks like right on time. And it's kind of been a hybrid between the GFS and the European weather model on the timing of this rain moving into the area and the cooler temperatures as well since last week. So good stuff here. We've got Tammy Morton with a good morning as well from TSM and VLR. And Mary Dale, good morning. Looking forward to the cool down. I think we're all in agreement for once, not only with the rain and the cooler temperatures, but you know, I'm sure there's a few maybe that still want the heat, but loving this. Again, one more time with the tour of the radar, and we'll get to the forecast, and we'll get back to the radar. We'll kind of be in and out of the radar here to give you an update if you have any morning plans to head out here. So southern Indiana getting in on that rain here this morning. Now we'll go from west to east, and you can see the rain coming down just south of Paoli and south central Orange County, around the Milltown area here in eastern Crawford County. And this is kind of cruising along and east of Interstate 64. A few lightning strikes with this, maybe a brief gusty wind, but not severe. And then you can see some of the heaviest rain coming down into Palmyra, heading through Fredericksburg up 150 just northwest of Greenville there. So it's going to be heading toward Greenville, Galena, and the Knobs eventually. And Pekin heading to your area, as the heaviest has been now moving to the east of Livonia and Hardinsburg, Salem, kind of in between a couple pockets of some of that heavier rainfall. About to head into the Borden Valley. There you can see it heading into Pekin now. So Borden about to get wet here in a few minutes. A lot of students heading back to school this week in southern Indiana. Borden will be back next week. And there you can see the rain cruising down 160 there from Salem to Henryville. And then as we continue to track off to the north there's a heavy pocket of rain there just east of Campbellsburg, northwest of Salem, into the northern sections of Washington County, Indiana, up 135. And then as we head into Crothersville, Austin, you guys are getting a little bit soggy out there. Good morning there in Crothersville and Austin. And then moving east to Indiana 3. That takes you into northwestern Jefferson County, Indiana, and then into Jennings County, just to the southeast of Vernon and North Vernon, into southeastern Jennings County is where we have some of this rainfall, and into the DuPont areas. Then eventually heading towards Madison here over the next half hour or so. And then to Jackson County. Seymour, you're up for some more rainfall as that continues to track to the east, and there you can see that just north of Brownstown. For Dennis, drying out there in Bedford, Indiana. But a scattering, and as far as Kentucky goes, still dry, but I do expect some of these spotty showers to pop up over your area later in the day. Alicia, replay, you're watching it live right now. And Hildy, we've got a good morning there from Vine Grove. Thanks for tuning in here this morning. Thanks for the comments, and thanks for letting us know, dropping in, and where you are watching from as well. Always love to see the representation across the area. Again, this is the live radar here as well, the interactive radar at extolmag.com. You can kind of cruise around. You can see the heaviest storms here up around Covington and Cincinnati. But a really cool resource there for you as this front is moving through. And let me go ahead and back out of that full screen mode here and cruise up to the top. So you can see that we've got the live stream going here at extolmag.com/weather, the 7-day forecast, and a lot of other different resources here for you. Thankfully, on the severe weather watches, the heat advisories have been canceled. No risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center with the activity that we have ongoing across the area. And I haven't done this yet. I know we'll get back to the radar here in just a second, but live look outside, you can see the extra clouds that we have around the area with, again, this kind of day of change. This is a look at Uptown New Albany there. The streets still dry for now at Vincennes and Market Street here at Extol Media Studios. And then we've got another live view as I bring this one up here. Look at the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera with the clouds kind of moving in this morning with that cool front moving on through. We've got Erica Rosado, I want to say it the right way. Good morning from Charlestown, Beverly Haggis. It's really getting windy there in Borden. Thanks for that live report there, Beverly. Love the ground truth and matching it up with what we have on the radar this morning. A couple announcements. We'll get back to the radar and your forecast. Alliance Roofing, they can help you out with your most valuable asset, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You can see the free estimate form that you have there. You can learn more about their family-owned company right out of Memphis, Indiana. Memphis, by the way, about to get some of that rainfall. Commercial, residential, southern Indiana, or over the river in Kentucky that can help you out with your roofing needs. 812-294-3595. And you go to the careers section here, and they do have still this roofing repair technician job opening if you know somebody that wants an opportunity there. A lot of opportunities still here at Libs Paving Co., the top asphalt paving contractor around. You head to the career section here at Libs Paving. That's L-I-B, B as in Ben, spaving.com. Cruise on down to the bottom, and there you can see all of their job openings right there. Click on the right side and learn more. And Michael Long Insurance Agency, American Family Insurance, out of southern Indiana, but can cover you throughout the entire Hoosier State, and it has products for the Commonwealth as well. You can call 812-578-3072. Has helped us personally with our insurance and a couple of car accidents and roofing issues. So has always been great with communication and worked with Lions Roofing to get everything paid for. And so proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer experience. So give them a shout there and tell them I sent you. Ben sent you over to 812-578-3072. And back to the interactive radar. Hey, we've got some active weather that we're taking a peek at here this morning. So actually fun to do a little tracking, knock the dust off, as we haven't had much in the morning time to take a look at. But there you can see we're a little busy this morning with some scattered downpours and maybe a rumble of thunder or two as well across the area. So next up, we'll see this moving up to I-65 as it holds together here around Scottsburg, starting to get in some of that light rainfall. Down, you head down south, you're heading into Memphis, Henryville, and then eventually down into Sellersburg, New Albany, Corden, not too far west of you as we have this rainfall there. You can see heading through the Leavenworth area and Carefree. So as we put up the distance tool here, oops. Is it going to work for me? Let me get out of this mode here. So it's about 8 miles as the crow flies here out to the west of Corden. So it's moving at around 20 to 30. So I'd say in the next 20 minutes, Corden, you'll have some of that rainfall heading your direction. And whoa, the super zoom out. Let me super zoom in here. And then we can take a look at, let's say, the New Albany and the Knobs area. This is currently 20 miles out to the west. You're talking maybe about a half hour or so, 45 minutes heading into the New Albany, Sellersburg areas too. So that is our current track on our active weather this morning. And we'll get to your forecast here in just a second as well. And we've got Vicky Berger raining this morning in Salem, Indiana. Yeah, we've got it coming down pretty good there. And Mike Arnold, thanks for tuning in as well with the sunshine icon there. Having fun this morning, getting to use the live radar. Something to talk about here. So just to the southeast of Paola, you've got a good downpour there, but dry in French Lick now. And we'll look at the weather model data and look ahead to this afternoon as well here in just a second. But there you can see it's making some progress to the east. Beverly Haggis here popping in with a gusty wind on the front edge of this. You can see it about to move into Borden, Indiana, moving through Pekin right now. And then as you look down 335 south of Pekin down towards Greenville, Palmyra getting in on that rainfall. And then eventually we'll likely clip parts of Louisville. Again, if that can hold together here in about, I'd say 45 minutes or an hour. Robert Simpson, good morning. The street rods are here. Will they get wet today? There's a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms, Robert, through this afternoon as this front moves through. Weezer, Greenville, looking like some rain. You are correct there. And we've actually got your street rod forecast here coming up in just a second as well. Let me go ahead and bring up that forecast as we look ahead here. And just a reminder, we're talking about some of our announcements. And if you ever want to hook up with us, you can just email me, ben@extolmag.com, jason@extolmag.com. Let anybody know that we can get the word out about your business, your organization. Let us know how we can help out. Ben@extolmag.com, jason@extolmag.com with Extol Weather here in New Albany, your only live Southern Indiana source. And of course, we go beyond as well. What time for Shepherdsville? Oh, I'd say you're probably a little bit later there down in Bullitt County. Well, it's tracking north of you right now. So it might be this afternoon before you start to see a better chance there of a chance of some downpour. So this was our Prosser orientation yesterday. On the left side, you've got me and my daughter, Hannah. So she went through the 2-year program, the entrepreneurship program with the awesome Dr. Matthew Hyde, who runs that program there at Prosser. So the symbolism here is I'm taking my daughter away from the program. She graduated, and then I'm dropping my son off here with Mr. Hyde. Awesome dude. Really inspiring guy, and he's been a great teacher. So it's a wonderful program, and she picked up over like 30 college credits from Prosser and Ivy Tech. So that's why I bring this up. Dual credit classroom. I can't preach this enough. Get the free thousands of dollars for your child with the dual credit program through Ivy Tech. Awesome partnership there. And take a look at this. I just want to show you kind of our moment of zen. My buddy Derek, who I went to high school with, lives down in Miami. This is like kind of near Key Biscayne, south of Miami, and just a nice tropical sunrise there this morning with the palm trees. I mean, it feels like that here, but doesn't quite look like that with the palm trees. And Mike Arnold, you are welcome. We've got Celeste Garrett. Good morning from Elizabethtown. I hope that today is going to be much cooler. Today is not going to be a whole lot cooler. It's going to be tomorrow. that you feel the big change. And Erica says, I've got kids in elementary. I will have to look that up. Yeah, get ahead of it. Get ahead of it. Dual credits are awesome, especially, around sophomore, senior year of high school. It is an amazing program there through Ivy Tech, partnering with dozens of schools throughout our area. Weather headlines today: spotty showers and thunderstorms. We're already tracking that live with our live radar this morning. A beautiful weekend, lower humidity and lower temperatures. And then the humidity will be back next week. And again, we'll be kind of splicing between the live radar and your forecast, kind of back and forth. There you can see the rain that we have coming down just out to the west of Georgetown, Galena, New Albany, Floyd's Knobs, Sellersburg, Memphis, and Henryville. Now moving into western Clark County, about to move into Borden and out of Pekin there, moving through eastern Washington County. And there you can see very wet up around Austin and Scottsburg now, Crothersville, and then that continues to drift off to the east, heading into DuPont, and then up next, Madison and Hanover. There you can see that rain just out to the west of you guys. Scottsburg getting in some of that rainfall too. Brownstown and Seymour, some heavy pockets of rain, and might get a clap of thunder, but not expecting anything severe with this. And maybe some brief gusty winds, but do not think it's going to be severe by any means. Celeste saying, that is so beautiful. Yeah, it was, that picture down there. And Weezer saying, golf time. I'm going to be golfing tomorrow. I've got a 4:20 tee time that I am looking forward to for sure. The play ball forecast, dodging a couple of these downpours. I'm looking at mid to upper 80s today in most locations, about a 40% chance of that rain this afternoon. I think that rain will shift to a better chance in Kentucky than Indiana later on this afternoon. And Beverly saying, starting to get that thunder in Borden, Indiana. Thanks for that report there, Beverly. And we're here for you to help you get prepared with the live radar and the forecast. So I'm kind of bouncing around between the forecast, and if you're just popping on, I'm trying to give you the tour of the radar, trying to hit everybody at the same time here. And we got plenty of time. This is your show. We can be here as long as you want, if it helps out. So Janet Berry, happy to see the rain this morning. And I am too, because I put out some grass seed in the backyard, and we've had enough that I've only had to bring out the hose one time. So that has been fantastic. And so UV index today at a 9, you can still get a burn when you're not under the cloud cover and some of the showers that we have out there. We'll go moderate with the weed pollen forecast today. Could be bothering some of you out there. And the forecast summary for our last day of July. Happy last day of July. High of 88 degrees. We've got again, today is the transition day. We still have the humidity. We've got the rain chance. Front moves through to the south by this evening, and we're going to start to see the dew points, that humidity dropping hour by hour this evening from north to south, and then overnight and then tomorrow, you're really going to notice the difference. Lillian Lasley coming in with 87. It is very muggy down there in Grayson County in the Litchfield area. North wind at around 5 to 15, and our sunset at 8:53. Still have the humidity today. It'll be gone tomorrow. 67 tonight with dropping humidity and starting to feel better. Maybe some of our AC systems can get a little bit of a break. North wind at around 5 to 10. And I'm sure the HVAC folks have been busy with this really muggy pattern that we've had. Tomorrow's forecast for your Friday, August 1st. We've got 60s out the door, 70s at noon, 82 the afternoon. So looking at about upper 70s, low 80s tomorrow afternoons with our Feel Good Friday. We haven't been able to say that in a long time. Beverly with the live report of the rain has arrived in Borden along with the thunder. And you know what? I bet Beverly is 100% correct. As we look here at look at Borden, Indiana. There you go, Beverly. It is on top of you. That right there is Borden. This is downtown Borden right there. And you can see the rain moving in. So we back up our view. You can see it progressing pretty steadily off to the east. Oops. Whoop. Bear with me as I zoom in and out. There you see the general direction of our looping radar this morning. So moving through the Borden Valley, you can see Sellersburg, probably going to get a pretty good downpour here in the next 20 minutes. And then moving into Floyd County and Harrison County as that rain is just out to the west. You might start to hear some thunder there in the Corden area. So this is Corden right there. And New Middletown just south of you guys, of course. Backing up the view. There we go. A little bit of activity. Louisville might get clipped by this here over the next half hour as well. Bringing back the forecast. Again, there's your tomorrow forecast. So we've got some fun events this weekend. We got Racing Louisville tomorrow evening. I think it's going to be in the 70s. You know, the match begins at 8 p.m. at Lynn Family Stadium. Very nice, low humidity, northeast breeze, 5 to 10. Wonderful weather there as we head towards sunset and get the match going on the pitch. And then Saturday, 8 p.m., just as nice. I'm going to go 70s again after highs in the lower 80s, dropping into the 70s into the evening time. Beautiful evening out there at Lynn Family Stadium for Friday and Saturday. And that means it's going to be great for the 56th Annual Street Rod Nationals. Today, humid and some showers and thunderstorms possible for the first day of the Street Rod Nationals on this July 31st. But it goes August 1st, 2nd, 3rd through this weekend. Low mid 80s, light breezes, low humidity. If you're heading out to check out those street rods, we are all in good shape. 7-day forecast, and then we'll get to the radar again. We'll get to your weather model data. You can see we've got low 80s for Friday and Saturday, lows in the upper 50s and lower 60s. And then Sunday, we get a little more humidity back in the area, and I've just got a very small chance of an isolated pop-up shower. Most of your weekend's going to be dry. Get out and enjoy if you can. And then typical August humidity returns next week, so we'll get some warmer nighttime lows. And with that humidity, if we get a little disturbance to move through every once in a while, I've got a 30% kind of blanket afternoon shower or thunderstorm possible Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Not going to be washouts whatsoever, but we're kind of back into what I would call a typical summer pattern, not excessive, not a heat wave, just kind of normal, as our normal high is still 89 degrees. We keep a normal high of 89 through about August 19th. So we're still technically in kind of the hottest part of the year. So that is the forecast right there. Thanks for popping in the comments. Love matching up your comments with what's happening on the radar, with Beverly giving us these updates with saying the rain has arrived in Borden along with the thunder. Peggy Sipes, good morning. Today's 60th wedding anniversary. Happy wedding anniversary to you guys. What's the secret, Peggy? What is the secret? I'm up to like 22 anniversary coming up in September. Beverly Hagest in with a happy anniversary there. So, hey, we're having fun with the radar this morning. We got stuff to talk about. How about that? We're going to bring up, there's the live scan. So the overall view here, southern Indiana getting in on the rainfall. Now, it does look like some of this will clip parts of Louisville for our Kentucky friends and then cross over the river. You're looking at probably along 64 and north, so LaGrange, Oldham County, Bedford, Trimble County, Carroll County, Henry County. So areas around Shelbyville, LaGrange, Bedford, and Newcastle, Crestwood, Prospect, likely to get some of this rain. Kind of spotty, though, kind of hit or miss, moving in over the next hour or so. So this is where we have the rainfall now. Quick tour, and then we'll get to the future radar, the weather model data. So from north to south, North Vernon, you guys will get some more rain here in the next 10 or 15 minutes. That's moving through Seymour right now, east of Brownstown now. Brownstown drying out. 65 is wet for Crothersville and Austin and Points East. And then Scottsburg also getting in on some good downpours there. Out west, Little York, and just to the east of Salem. Salem starting to look drier as that steady rain starts to move to the east down 160, almost heading towards Henryville right now, and then down towards Pekin. Borden starting to get in on some of that heavy rainfall, so that's going to be heading to my house here in a moment. Over Starlight getting in on a good pocket of a thunderstorm. Probably some lightning, probably hearing some of that thunder there. And then we got kind of a break here around Galena and Georgetown and Crandall before you start to see more heavy rainfall about to move into and kind of surrounding the Corden area. I feel like Corden always gets it. Anybody from Corden watching, do you feel like you always get the thunderstorm? I mean, since I've been working on television for many years and tracking it, it always seems like central Harrison County, you guys in Corden always get some of that rainfall. All right. And we'll get to the weather model data here in just a second. Amber Mead saying, we had some rain. I have anxiety now because the lightning has struck our tree 3 times since the storm season started. It's completely gone now, which I'm thankful for. P.S. Love your cup. No anxiety with the rain today. Talking about the big happy cup here. Cheers to you guys if you're having a good Thursday morning. Big Happy says hello. All right. And we've got rain in West Baden. Thanks for that report there. It seems like this year, every time there's a little bit of a chance of rain, it hits my house. Yeah, well, definitely no drought conditions for most of us as we have had plentiful rainfall. All right, let's bring up the future radars. We just did the tour of the live radar. And this is I'm going to bring up the HER weather model. It updates every hour. We typically do. Now, I would say it's not doing an awesome job with what's out there now. It wasn't picking up on a whole lot that we have out there. A little bit. I mean, not horrible. Most of it is up in Cincinnati, the heavier stuff. And then we've got, spotty showers and thunderstorms. Let's see how this evolves as we head into later on today. So southern Indiana this morning getting most of the scattered showers and some of the thunderstorms later this afternoon. It's not showing much. So this, I think we'll see a little better chance than what this is saying. This is showing really isolated activity as this front's moving through the region. But I think we will probably see more than that. This is just showing the wind gust potential. Not a big deal. We don't have a lot of wind in the atmosphere, so that should not be an issue for us. Dew points. So when is that going to drop? So we're still muggy today. That drier area you can see is still to the north. That is going to be pushing south. Look at these dew points up here in northern Indiana this afternoon dropping. Indianapolis is going to feel good this afternoon, lower 60s. But notice still lower 70s dew points around southern Indiana and Kentucky into the afternoon. So today is still a bit on the humid side. But as we look ahead, let's go to like 9 p.m. All right, now we're starting to see some changes. Now we're starting to bring in the drier air into southern Indiana. So we're starting to see parts of southern Indiana, the dew points dropping into the 60s. So that is noticeably feeling better around sunset for southern Indiana. It's going to take a little longer for Kentucky areas to get that drier air to punch in. But as we head through the overnight, this is around 2 o'clock in the morning, we continue to see that drier air dropping south. This here is a look at the precipitable water, very clear indication. This is at 2 o'clock in the morning that the dry air is winning out. Okay, so this is all feel good air right there. This is the air you can wear. This is all the tropical air that we've been suffering through for a long time. So that is going bye-bye tonight as that front continues to move through. Now, the front will already have moved through, meaning a wind shift in the showers and thunderstorms. It's just a lag in the dry air coming in behind it later on tonight. All good stuff, though. Again, nice not to have severe weather and the good changes to talk about on the way. Now, this is the NAM 3 kilometer. I'm going to back this up to... I'm going to bring up the reflectivity. And again, we'll get back to a tour of the radar once again here in just a second with some of the showers and thunderstorms now moving through southern Indiana. So here's the NAM 3 kilometer. It's picking up very well on our time right now. Peggy Sipe saying prayer and good humor. Missed your comment there. All right, so we'll go into the afternoon with the NAM 3 kilometer. Both don't show a whole lot here over the next few hours. You can see some little pop-up stuff this afternoon. So definitely not going to be a washout today. Space between any of these pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Then you can see maybe a little bit better chance there in Kentucky later this afternoon. This is around 4 p.m. today. And there's 5 o'clock central southern Kentucky seeing that. So that's kind of the trend this morning. Southern Indiana, good rain chance this afternoon, seeing that better chance in Kentucky, central southern Kentucky by late afternoon. This is around 5 p.m. We're starting to work in that drier air behind the front in southern Indiana later today. This here is 6 p.m. And there you can see the better chance of rain coming down along and south of the bluegrass and western Kentucky parkways in Kentucky. And then as we go to around 7, 8 o'clock later on this evening, starting to push a lot of the activity into southeastern Kentucky as we head towards sunset. Erica, there in Charlestown, starting to hear the thunder, the lightning, and the thunder. Vicky Berger, happy anniversary to Peggy. All right, so there's a look at the weather model data that we have out there now. Let me go ahead and bring up. Let's see if anything has changed since our last live radar view. Up to the northeast, east of Cincinnati, they've got just a special weather statement with wind gusts at 40 miles per hour. That's not a warning there. Sarah Humphreys, so ready for some rain there in Campbellsville. Yeah, you've got a decent chance later on today. All right, so last time we went north to south. Maybe we should go south to north with a look at the rain that we have across the area. So Perry County, Indiana, that's Tell City, just east of Santa Claus. Some rain showers coming down there. Little spot shower here in Crawford County there just to the southwest of English. Just a few light rain showers surrounding Marengo and Milltown, and then Corden. You can see that rain on your doorstep. A little heavier off to the southwest. Going to be crossing over 135 south of Corden there in Harrison County here very soon. And then as you can see, it's mostly south of the Crandall area and Georgetown. Maybe a few sprinkles coming down, if that, around New Albany and the Knobs. A little bit of a gap there between, say, Borden and Corden. So not everybody necessarily will get the rainfall this morning. And as we look to the north of that, Hardinsburg has just had some decent rain, looking drier now in Livonia and Paoli and French Lick and Orleans and Campbellsville and Salem. For the western half of Washington County and into Orange County, also dry in Lawrence County, Indiana. Eastern Washington County and now heading into western Clark County, we've got the rainfall about to bump, heading into Memphis and into Henryville with the steady rain. A good pocket of rain heading over Starlight, about to head over the hills and then dropping down to Grant Line Road and 111 at 60 there in Bennettsville with a heavy pocket heading your direction. So that'd be heading over St. Joe Road and then over 60, crossing over Sellersburg here in the next few minutes. Looking off to the north, there you can see from Salem to down 162 Henryville, you've got some steady rain, and then Scottsburg still pretty wet. You got some free rain on the yards and gardens and farm fields. Any farmers out there? Seems like it's been a really good growing season with the corn seems really, really tall. And another good drink of rainfall. Hey, for you guys here in Madison and Hanover, there you can see the rain starting to slide your direction. And that'll, of course, cross over and into Trimble County and Carroll County. So Carrollton and Bedford will likely get this rainfall as it holds together. And then maybe also moving into Oldham County. So Goshen and Crestwood, LaGrange, Prospect, maybe a little bit there into Campbellsburg, Kentucky, Newcastle over the next half hour to 45 minutes heading your direction. But you see generally starting to look drier for a lot of areas west of I-65, north of Highway 56. And then we're getting the heaviest rain now moving east of Seymour and into North Vernon, Jennings County there. Much of Jefferson County, Indiana. So from DuPont down to Madison, you're getting in on that steady rainfall. On 56 from Scottsburg to Hanover, it is wet. It is a wet drive, and down 65 as well. One of the heavier pockets here, again, moving off the hill down, crossing 111 now. So Grant Line Road there at Highway 60. So that's about to move into the Hamburg and Sellersburg areas there around Sellersburg. Maybe a little pocket of rain there on 64 heading into Louisville. Let's get a live look at that and see if maybe we can see some of these showers with the live cam. Bring this one up here. Go ahead and bring it up full screen. And we've got a thunder report there in Bennettsville. Yeah, Debbie, Debbie Kirschgessner with the report there of some thunder. There we can see some of the showers here as we look live as well. I've got a text from my son here live. Am I going to be okay to golf at 2:30, or is it going to storm? I'll say should be good. Should be south by that time. Just making me jealous that he's golfing, and then I'll probably be cleaning the house and doing chores later today. All right, so there's the darkening sky as we look live here. I'll go back to full screen so you can kind of take it in as it pans around. This is a great camera here, right along the Falls of the Ohio. You can see the fossil beds there and the overlook. So this is the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. Not seeing anybody out there, I don't think. A lot of times we'll see some folks taking a hike or fishing. But definitely mostly cloudy sky. That will hold our temperatures down a little bit. We're going to get a north breeze today as this front is moving through. Again, this is the transition day, the day of change. As we've been talking about this now for like a week and a half, and thankfully it's on time. The forecast has been accurate with the timing of this relief on the way. Good to get some rainfall, keeping us out of drought. It looked like there was a shower near downtown, or maybe probably near Portland, and then there you can see looks like it wants to rain there along the waterfront there by Ashland Park and the waterfront there at Clarksville and New Albany. All right, that's our live view. Go ahead and back out of the full screen mode there. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. If you're watching Ben at 10, maybe you're a new viewer, you can watch us all the time here at extolmag.com/weather. We got the live stream there. And then we're also on Extol Media on YouTube. Thanks for liking or subscribing there. And Extol Weather on Facebook, and my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine. So thanks for letting us be your weather source for Southern Indiana and beyond here at Extol Weather, and based out of New Albany with our live show this morning. So this is the interactive radar. Again, looking at this with extolmag.com/weather. It's kind of fun to click on these little storm tracks. It'll bring up the direction, the intensity, what the impact can be as well. It's got it moving east at around 26 miles per hour, 3/4 of an inch of rainfall per hour possible if you get under one of the heavier rain showers. And then it'll also have lightning strikes if you want to plop those on. Seeing a few lightning strikes. Now, the lightning detection network in the United States is detecting cloud to ground lightning that touches the ground. There will be some lightning that occurs up in the cloud that doesn't get picked up. So you might be hearing more thunder than what shows up on the maps. All right, we've got Irene Helm. That's why my body is hurting. Keep up the good work. Yeah, sometimes when we get the weather changes, you get pressure changes, it can definitely impact the way our body feels. My back is starting to feel a little bit better. The biggest thunderstorm, looking up here with a lot more lightning strikes, just to the east of Cincinnati right now. There's a little bit of light rain up there in central Indiana too. So just keep the umbrella handy for today. And again, here is, there's our live stream. Might break the internet because you can see me live on Facebook. So there's the big subscribe to your YouTube, our Extol Media, if you can, that'd be awesome. There's the interactive radar, 7-day forecast, other weather tools there for our area. And then again, the big old full screen view of the interactive radar. And I'm going to get back to the forecast here in just a second, as I bring up the live radar view. Oh, look at this. Got that downpour now over Louisville. That popped up here over the last like 5 minutes. We were just taking a look at that. So boom, there you go. Louisville getting in on the action here this morning. So right there at I-65 and 64 at Spaghetti Junction, we got some good rainfall coming down there that is tracking to the east. Put a little animation on that. There you can see it just kind of popping up right over downtown. Very cool looking. Mary Dale, thank you very much. Lily and Lazzy, you have a good day. Thank you guys for tuning in here. We Continue to track some of our rainfall across the area. And it looks like this storm has popped up even more in Harrison County. It looks like maybe it skipped you a little bit there in Corydon with the heaviest rain here in south central Harrison County. That's some good rain coming down 135, heading towards 337 towards New Middletown, and then heading right towards Elizabeth and towards the casino. And then spotty downpours elsewhere. Pekin's starting to dry out there. Borden, the heaviest rain east of you. I mentioned that rain heading toward now Bennettsville. And Debbie, Coach Gessner was talking about hearing the thunder there in Bennettsville. That's right at Grant Line and 6111. So this is heading right towards Sellersburg. You can see that good little downpour there around Sellersburg. Exit 7, exit 9, up I-65. And then the farther north we go, there you can see steady rainfall still here as we head up towards Scottsburg. The tail end of that steady rainfall over your area. Austin looking drier now as the rain begins to move off to the east. And as you head from Scottsburg down Hanover, again, a wet ride there as we're starting to see the raindrops coming down over Hanover and Madison. Heavy pocket of rain over DuPont, heading your direction there from 3 to 7. Indiana 3 to Indiana 7 in northern Jefferson County, Indiana, and then Jennings County, just south of North Vernon, around Vernon, you've got a decent pocket of rain there. Seymour, you guys have dried out. Brownstown, you guys have dried out. So looking drier for many areas, again, west of I-65 until you head farther south. Again, Louisville has this pocket of rain coming down right over downtown, around Hospital Curve right there. Maybe we can get that live view back up. Might be able to see that downpour again here live. This should pop up here. Hit the refresh button on this one. Again, this is at the Falls of the Ohio.org web camera there. Okay, there's the live view. So this should show us that as it pans back to the west, we should start to see that storm right over the top of downtown Louisville. And we've got, okay, so there's that rain coming right over downtown. We've got Jeanette Pierce. Good morning from Litchfield, Kentucky. Looking forward to the upcoming weather in the 7 day. Sounds great. Yeah, we'll get back to that forecast too. So a tour of the radar. We'll look at that good news in the forecast and to look at that downpour. The cloudy sky as the cool front is moving through the region. I don't say cold front in the summer because, I mean, they're technically cold fronts in meteorology, but it never gets cold. So I just call them cool fronts. As we go back here, I'm going to plot the winds. So the wind direction is now coming from the north. A very light breeze out there, by the way. You go farther north, up into Indianapolis. If you look closely, the wind arrows are pointing from north to south. That's the front moving through the area. You get that wind direction change. Oh, there's a cool map. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, this is it. So this is earth.nullschool.net. And it's got global winds. So take a look at this as we zoom in here. Take a second to load. All right, that's great. Now, it doesn't have the state lines on there, but you can see Lake Michigan up north. And you can see the Ohio River. So we're like right there. Here's the Ohio River. So here's Louisville right there. Indianapolis right there. So you can see the wind direction has changed as the front is moving through. So there's that front, basically right over the Ohio River or so. And then we're still going to have to wait for that dry air to funnel in behind the front later on. But this is just kind of a cool product to check out. It really does go over the entire globe. As you can see, this is earth.nullschool.net. And again, you can go anywhere. And then just wait a second, and then it pops up the wind flows across not only the United States, but across the entire world. But this is what we're thankful for here is we can look at that wind flow funneling in from the Great Lakes and from Canada. So we do have that drier air winning the battle here. Very cool stuff. Look at that. This Louisville, you guys are getting in on a good downpour. This thing is getting bigger and bigger as we've been taking a live look. Now, I'd say just east of downtown and heading to the Highlands. See it right there at 71 and 64 over Lynn Family Stadium, cruising down 64, and then over Old Louisville, almost down to U of L right there, Eastern Parkway. And this is going to be heading towards St. Matthews, Seneca Gardens, Indian Hills, J-Town might get clipped by that. Staying just north of the airport, but a good downpour there for you guys. And then heavy rain also and some thunderstorm activity here. Very heavy rainfall. New Middletown down to almost down to Lockport. So Elizabeth, Indiana, going to get on some of that heavy rainfall as that continues to drift off to the east. And then we got the rainfall now over Sellersburg that we're tracking up to the Memphis exit, and then wet up to Scottsburg, and then into Jefferson County, Indiana, and into Jennings County. That was kind of fun to watch pop up. Let me show you the radar animation of this. Like almost out of nowhere, they like popped up right over Shawnee Park, like right over the bridge, and then it's just gotten bigger and bigger here over downtown Highlands, right between 65 and 64 and 71. Good rainfall coming down there. 10:51 here on our Thursday. Happy Friday Eve, last day of July. We've got a little stuff that we've been tracking here on the radar. All right, we'll start to wrap things up. In general here, I want to give it a shout out to our partners again. We'll take another quick look at the radar before we wrap things completely up on our Ben at 10 this morning. But head over to our friends at LionsRoofingCo.com, Kentucky or Indiana, 812-294-3595. And protecting your most valuable asset, your home, for a lifetime. There you can see the form you can fill out for a free estimate. You can learn more about their company, commercial, residential, financial help, and also not only in Indiana, but in Kentucky, they can help you out. They've also got a job opening here. If you go to the career section, roofing repair technician. They worked alongside Michael Long, helping us out personally with some roof issues earlier this year. And proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer service. So Michael Long, tell him I sent you. I definitely recommend you give him a call if you want a quote here with American Family Insurance, 812-578-3072. Get you linked up there. A lot of job openings here for you at libspaving.com. So you can see all of the job openings, a lot of opportunities here for you. Maybe it's a family member, child, grandchild. Head over there, fill it out, and find more information about the largest paving contractor around, right out of the knobs, libspaving.com, another family-owned company right in our backyard. If you ever want to partner up, by the way, you can just email me, ben@extolmag.com, or jason@extolmag.com. You can learn more about what we have to offer for you with Extol Weather and Extol Media. We'll be your Southern Indiana and beyond megaphone to get your word out. Yesterday was orientation day out at Prosser. So I'm taking our daughter out of Prosser, graduated, had an amazing career, 2-year career there in the entrepreneurship program with the amazing Dr. Matthew Hyde there, who's the instructor. And now my son Brady, we're sending him off to Prosser next in the same program with over 30 credits from Ivy Tech, dual credit classroom. So going into IU as a sophomore, again, if you're a parent, I highly encourage you to check out the dual credit program out of Ivy Tech. Will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. There is the Miami sunrise. Why do I show the Miami sunrise? Because my friend Eric from high school sent me it this morning, and I just thought it was kind of our moment of zen right there. And it still feels like Florida today around our area, but we're going to notice the humidity dropping off this evening. So some spotty storms today. Already have had some out there this morning. especially along and north of Interstate 64. And then just a gorgeous weekend on the way. And the big headline is the lower humidity, refreshing Friday on the way. And then the humidity, kind of normal humidity, will be back next week, not the crazy stuff. So we're looking at mid to upper 80s. Can't rule out that shower or thunderstorm. Not a washout though for today. About a 40% chance of that rain later this afternoon, around 5 to 15. Jeanette Pierce, congrats, Hannah, and best of luck to Brady. Thank you very much. It has been a great experience for them. UV index is 9 today, so outside of the clouds and the thunderstorm chances, you can still get a sunburn if the sun pops out over you. And we've got moderate levels of ragweed pollen, a lot of the weed pollen out there. Your forecast summary for your July 31st. Happy last day of July here. It is typically my favorite month, but it's a muggy one. Our last humid day for a while, 88 degrees. Our high today with some spotty storm. Sunset at 8:53. Around sunset, I think a lot of us in southern Indiana will start to feel that drop in the humidity. It'll continue to drop overnight, feeling much better, low 67. Perhaps get some of our AC units to take a break with that north wind at around 5 to 10. The north breeze continues tomorrow. 60s out the door, 70s at noon, 82 for the afternoon high. Finally, below normal, about 7 degrees below average for this time of the year tomorrow. And our sun up at 6:45 and our sunset at 8:52. Forecast here for the Racing Louisville. It's going to be an awesome match tomorrow evening. Very, very nice out there. After lower 80s, 70s tomorrow evening with that northeast breeze. So it's 8 p.m. at Lynn Family Stadium tomorrow. Then we got more soccer. We got another match, Blue City, Saturday, 8 p.m. Temperatures in the 70s, northeast breeze around 5 to 10. The Bats are out of town this weekend. They're back next week. And we got the 56th annual Street Rod National starting today. Yeah, today there's that chance of a shower or a thunderstorm, but this is your weekend forecast. So the Street Rod Nationals at the Kentucky Expo Center going on today through Sunday, lower to mid 80s, light breezes. We've had some hot Street Rod Nationals in the past. This is going to be ideal out there if you plan to head on out. 7-day forecast, again, lower 80s, lower to mid 80s through the weekend, and some cooler nights, great camping weather. Get a chance to be out and about. And humidity goes up a little bit Sunday, not crazy, and just very slight chance of an isolated shower. I think the best chance is going to be in Kentucky of that before Sunday. And then next week, typical humidity is back across the area with mid to upper 80s. Not a heat wave, though. So just kind of normal summer weather with an isolated shower or thunderstorm mainly in the afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we're in good shape there. All right, we're going to bring back up a live look. We'll look at the radar, and then we'll wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It's been fun to have some rain to track out there. We haven't had much morning activity, I should say, recently. But there's a live look at Ben Simmons Market in downtown and uptown Uvalde, I should say. Radar prepared here as I'm going to take that off and bring this back up. So we are tracking still some rain here on your Thursday morning. I wanted to say Friday. I'm going to bring this back up full screen here. But there you can see the motion of this moving from west to east. So we got some rain. Perry County starting to move over the river. It looks like that whole together to north Breckenridge County and then into Meade County. Southern Harrison County heading towards Elizabeth. You've got a thunderstorm there. Eric, have a great day. Thanks for being a part of the show this morning. There in Charlestown. Louisville, in the Waterson, getting in on that rainfall. And then now east of I-65, you can see that rain continues. So drying out downtown Louisville, you've got the heavy rain coming down around St. Matthews, the Upper Highlands, Audubon Park, over the Waterson now, heading toward Buchel, Newburgh, St. Regis Park, Houston Acres, and all together there for you guys in J-Town, perhaps Douglas Hills. All right. Looking up to, let me go ahead and turn off the animation. We'll just look at the live sweep here. So from southwest to northeast, this is the rain there in right over the river, about to head into western Meade County, northwestern Breckenridge County. Then you guys here in southern Harrison County getting wet there at South Central High School. Laconia, Elizabeth, getting that rainfall. Corden missed quite a bit of that. Near Carefree exits down 64. There you can see that range is south of Milltown there, right around the Crawford and Harrison County line. And then up 135 from Crandall, between Crandall and Palmyra, a little down toward there. Borden, just a little bit of light rainfall from Borden down 60, and then Sellers, just some sprinkly activity. Charlestown, very light rainfall. Wet up I-65 and east of I-65 from Memphis to Henryville up to Scottsburg in points east into Jefferson County, Indiana. Hanover and Madison a bit soggy now. And there's DuPont, which has had a decent amount of rain all morning long. North Vernon starting to dry out. So there you go, a little batch of some scattered showers and thunderstorms here. It looks like that chance will start to ramp up this afternoon in Kentucky as Indiana starts to trend drier later on today. All right, I think that is going to do it. We've gone on for a full hour here on Ben 10. And maybe one last look with the the webcam, the Falls of the Ohio cam. Trying to confuse the program here. There we go. There's the live look at that storm that was just moving through downtown Louisville and over the Highlands, and now heading toward Lake Newburgh, over the Waterson, and towards J-Town. And that is it. Hope you enjoyed the show today. It was fun to talk about some weather. Cheers. You guys make it a great last day of July as we head into the 8th month of 2025. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about all good things. We're likely going to be doing Ben from the back deck tomorrow. We'll talk about good stuff for the weekend. So join us today. Here's all the ways you can find us live. extolmag.com/weather online on the old World Wide Web. Extol Weather on Facebook. My Facebook page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, P-E-I-N-E, Extol Media, E-X-T-O-L Media on Facebook, YouTube, I should say. And thanks for liking or sharing or subscribing on any of those platforms. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, different place, probably from the back deck of my house on our August 1st. See you later. Enjoy the cool down coming to